Hey guys, welcome back to OrmsTV. It is one of those rather nice days where we get access to a brand spanking new lens, and it's right here. This is the all-new Canon RF 200 to 800 f6.3 to f9, and if you're watching this as it goes live, this lens has literally just been released. Now, we've been shooting with it for a couple of hours, and I'd like to give you guys my first impressions on this lens. So just note, it is not going to be a full in-depth review. I am not going to show you guys crazy pictures and really deep dive and pixel peek, because this is still a relative pre-production model that we have been shooting with, and a full review will follow. But let's get into it right now. So to kick things off, I just want to start off by talking about the body of this lens. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice, it is white. Yes, it is one of Canon's white lenses, but it is not an L series lens. It's not the first time that Canon has done this, but it is relatively rare to see. Other things that you see on here, pretty straightforward. So you have your zoom ring over here, very nice and smooth, lovely stuff. You have a tighten and smooth toggle for that zoom ring. Even at its loosest, so its smoothest setting, it is still very, very smooth, very easy to control, and you don't get any creeping out of it, which is quite nice. So that's sitting over there. Behind that, you have two custom buttons for your function assignment. You have autofocus control and stabilization, all very standard stuff in these lenses. And then, of course, you have their multi-function ring that you can assign to whatever you want. I personally like to shoot with that assigned to aperture or ISO, but however you want to go about it. At the back of that, you have your tripod collar, nice and big, nice and bulky, quite a sturdy unit to hold. All in all, quite a nice lens. The construction feels solid. It feels like a lens that's going to do some work without being overly heavy, overly cumbersome. We don't have exact specifications on the weight of this unit, but I mean, if you can tell, I'm handling it relatively easily. It's on a R6 Mark II over here. It's not feeling overly front heavy. It's not feeling like the mount is going to snap off if I'm just one-handing it. Very solid, very nice, but not a super heavy lens. Really nice manufacturing on this one. Now, let's be honest. The thing that all of you guys actually want to know is whether this lens is any good. And this might come as a surprise. It's not though. Yes, it is a good lens. These days, it's become so difficult almost to make a lens that is bad, but you have to look for the little standout features, and this lens has a couple. Firstly, let's cover the basics here. Is it sharp? Yeah, it is a sharp lens. The optics in here are good. I'm going to show you some images and we'll punch in, we'll do some 100% crop for you. You'll see it is sharp. Even at 800 mils, your detail pickup is incredible. Where you get to that stage where you're seeing details that is no longer visible with the naked eye, it is a rock solid, optically performing lens. So image sharpness, absolutely bang on. The other thing on this unit to consider is that yes, you are now driving a relatively long lens with Canon's autofocus system, but it works. It works so well. Now, you've heard me say plenty of times that for me personally, the way that it functions, Canon's autofocus system is my favorite out there, and that remains true. Right now, I've got it on the R6 Mark II. The autofocus snaps, it locks, it tracks. It does exactly what you expect it to do. And even with this lens, which realistically the body has no idea what it is, it knows what's going on, it locks on, it tracks. We've done some birds, as I said, we've done kites, there's a couple of portraits in there. It locks, it tracks, it works. There's no two ways around it. The color rendition through this lens is also absolutely brilliant. Yes, arguably it is not quite at the level of where Canon's L series glass is going to be. And here and there, when we do punch in, you could probably see that it's not quite where, for example, something like 100 to 500 is going to be, but it is also not in that bracket. That is not where this lens is competing. The color rendition is excellent. Blues are blue, greens are green. It's perfectly what you expect for a lens in this bracket, a good, solid optical performance. So moving on from the actual image quality and image performance of this lens, there's a couple of other elements that need some attention. And some of this came out in leaks prior to this lens being announced, and it's things that I think we need to touch on. First things first, yes, at 800 millimeters, this is an f9 lens. And I know what you're thinking, because I think the same thing. Oh, f9, great. So we're gonna have way too much depth in our images. We're not gonna be able to blur out our backgrounds. We're not gonna be able to pick subject matter. And I 100% get that. But with this lens, and we've seen it before with Canon's 800mm f11, the 600mm f11, there is something that needs to be considered here, and that is the background compression that a lens of that focal length generates. So you'll see in the images that we show you where we have birds sitting on rocks relative in the foreground, some oceanscapes, rocks and things, waves breaking in the background. Due to the focal length and the compression that that generates, you actually get quite a lot of softness in your background. And yes, I will admit, something like an 800 f5.6 will realistically give you a softer background, but it is also going on, you know, borderline 10 times the price. So you have to keep that in mind. Look at the images, judge for yourself. For me personally, in most shooting scenarios, this is 100% perfect. Where I do see this being a potential problem is, yes, you have a bird sitting in a tree and everything is already relatively close to each other. Yes, maybe not the absolute ideal for that, but if that is the type of shooting that you need to do, then realistically, there are other lenses in Canon's lineup or whatever brand you shoot with that will give you that level of performance, but at a significant price point. The other thing on this lens, and we heard a little talk about it, that, you know, potentially it was going to be an STM unit, but it is actually a USM, so autofocus, as already mentioned, absolutely blasts. No two ways around it. It is the best driving motor system in this lens. It just absolutely rockets. The last thing to mention about that is the minimum focusing distance on this lens. So at 200 millimeters, it is 0.8 of a meter focusing distance, and at 800 millimeters, you're at 3.3 meters. And that's pretty good. Now, doing these types of first look or even full-on lens reviews can become very tricky. And the simple reason is that very much like camera bodies these days, it's almost impossible to find a bad lens. A optically terrible lens almost doesn't exist. So saying that this lens is good isn't exactly a groundbreaking statement. It's from Canon, you know it's going to be good. It's going to be reasonably priced. It is a good lens. But that's not really what's important here. What is important here is a statement that I've made in previous lens reviews and some body reviews on this channel. And that is that sort of willingness to drive things forward a bit. To not just come out with another 100 to 400 or a super zoom that goes to 600 like everybody else does. Canon did it earlier when they dropped the 100 to 300 f2.8, a lens that really surprised me and a lens that kind of stands on its own at the moment. And though you cannot compare that lens to this, I feel like this achieves a similar goal. It drives photography, videography, and optical performance forward a little bit. It gives you, at the moment, a lens that is almost uncomparable to anything else on the market, a 200 to 800. To say that again, it's up to 800. Other manufacturers go to 600. Or you have your 600 and you have to put a converter on it to get that extra distance. But you have a 200 to 800 that natively fits onto your mirrorless mount and you put it on and you've got full performance and you can shoot 20 or 30 frames per second through it, and it'll keep up and it'll perform as it's intended to do. And Canon seems to be absolutely nailing that type of design manufacturing philosophy at the moment. It's not necessarily the most groundbreaking thing, because it is still just a lens, but it drives it forward. And I will be incredibly surprised if in a couple of years' time, a 200 to 800 or a 300 to 800 or whatever it is doesn't become a standard option in almost everybody's lineup. But for now, this option exists only in Canon's lineup. And I think that's kind of cool.